Hey folks, it's me, the Think Age of Gaming, the i7. And this week has been pretty hectic, hasn't it? First off, I want to point out a couple of things before I actually get started about last night. Guys, I'm sorry. It's just been hectic all night long, and apparently stupid shit is happening in my household. Folks acting crazy. I don't know if there's a full moon out. So yeah. I'm not sure if I want to post that part of Elsword from last night, but I'll see. I'll see if I feel like it. And I was considering recording some Bahamut Lagoon this morning, since it is Saturday and following my schedule. I am supposed to be doing Bahamut Lagoon this in the morning. But considering what's been going on, I'm not certain. So, yeah. Now, I know there's a couple of things been happening as of late concerning us and well, YouTube. Namely, I want to share my opinion about well, not my opinion, but my thoughts about the stuff that has been going on. Namely, about WeUpload. Now, first off, you have Square Enix. Square Enix, of course, are the people who made such games as Fullmetal Alchemist, The Curse of the Crimson Elixir, and Broken Angel. And aside from Kingdom Hearts and such, they have been doing awesome games over the years, and there have only been a few that really weren't that good, but we can look past it. And a buzz that I've been hearing around for quite some time is the same thing as going towards Nintendo. And what I've been hearing is that, from what hearsay is, and I know this isn't true, but for people who do Nintendo games like the new ones, like Mario Kart 7, New Super Mario Brothers, Wii U, that sort of thing. Really, guys, really, to the gamer community, please, for the love of God, I don't think anybody in their right mind would believe that kind of BS. I mean, yes. While most companies, they say, we don't care, game companies do want to take away the fact that, you want to monetize your videos, but that's for people who have partnerships. To the rest of us, which is like a fair amount, what should that matter? No, seriously, what should that matter? I mean, to think about it. What's the difference between YouTubers with partnerships and YouTubers that don't have partnerships? Do they change overnight just because they have said partnerships? No, they don't. It's just they get paid for it. But if they take down certain videos just because of a company. Now, unless if it was like that little stip-in with Sega and Shining Force, even though it was only done by one person. Therefore, that one person is probably a douchebag. That one person who basically didn't want to know anything about the next Shining game, fine. Then that should be a factory trade secret. But yet, you know how certain companies are. They have one little rat, and all of a sudden scurry off and pass the word around, and what happens when it gets to the internet? It's all over. I mean, it's just all over. And for some strange reason, they just go nuts. And we on the internet, we should be smart enough to know, okay, this is what we should do. Before we do anything, we should get the facts straight. Now, I'm not saying that most people who say this are wrong. I'm saying, you should do research first. You shouldn't just go by hearsay. I mean, I remember when the thing about the Shining videos had to take them down because your account was going to get flagged because of you having Shining Force, any kind of Shining videos. I did that. I said, you know what? I've beaten it, so hey, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just a game. I've beaten it. If I have the backup, well, the backup is not going to last that long. It's like with the Super Robot Tyson games. It's like any game. Super Robot Tyson, Kingdom Hearts, Saga, whatever kind of game that deems worth it. No matter who does what, the point is, it shouldn't be like it's a crime to actually do video games. I mean, since when was doing a video game was ever a crime? I mean, think about it. We've been around YouTube for, I don't know, maybe since the site was open. I mean, come on. I mean, I feel the gamer community should be more, how should I say this? More back straight. I'm going to say it that way. We have to soldier on. Not because, oh, we should be fearful of the big companies because they're going to take down my account. Let me tell you something. I've done plenty enough games. Even though I do not have that many, even though I don't have like millions and billions and billions and uber gajillions worth of subs, that's alright. What I do is not for subs, it's not for money, it's just because I like playing video games. That's all it's ever been about. And yeah, every so often, yeah, I would like to actually get some money. And the only way I can do it is by being an author. Because like I said, my job is to actually make books and promote them. That's part of my work. And if anybody wants to help promote me for that purpose, hey, be my guest. Word of mouth. It's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, so what? I mean, it's silly to think, oh, well, just to think about it, like, oh, it's silly, because all you're doing is worrying over nothing. I mean, there are a lot more things on your plate that you should worry about than what a company might do, what a company can or can't do. I mean, I don't think Nintendo ever said, "Oh, we're going to take your accounts down." I don't think I ever heard Nintendo ever say that. And even if that were the case, Nintendo couldn't be that much of a douchebag to do that. Square Enix couldn't do that, or any other game company that I could possibly think of at this point. I mean, the only thing they probably want is acknowledgement. That's about it. And if you're worried about money, then consider what you're doing. You're a gamer. You play a game. But what are you playing it for? Are you playing it just because you want to show it off? Or you want to basically make a let's play of it? Or you just want to get noticed? Because if you're doing it to show off the game, that's fine. You want to use it for let's play purposes, that's fine too. But if you're saying, "Oh, I'm doing this because of yada yada yada," like for entertainment purposes, you're gonna put a lot of sprinkles and whatnot on top of that, and then you're going to basically say, "Oh, hey, this is what I'm doing," and people just don't know. People really just don't know. I mean, the gamer community, which is comprised of mainly all of us, regardless of what kind of sub-communities, I should say, are there, whether they're doing it just for entertainment purposes, or just because we believe in such and such and such, and we want you to jump on board because blah 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 blah. We want you to be part of this. But I'm already part of it. I'm already part of a community. And the stuff I put up, I like to put up stuff because, the games I do, when I actually have the energy to do so, and I post up at least 2 to maybe 3 parts, if it's a game in which it takes 30 or odd so minute less parts, or maybe like let's say the Legacy of Eve, right? Now this is a map of what I'm going to be doing possibly tomorrow night. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm doing 4 games. I'm doing 4 games. 5 if you count the one I'm going to be doing for June, July. And from what I can tell, it's going to be like 100 plus parts. And, I'm already doing 4 games. Near the end of each and every one of them, except for the East 2. And I'll tell you one thing. I do not flinch when it comes to certain games. I don't flinch when it comes to companies. Because you know what? I've dealt with companies before. I've written them up. I told them exactly how I felt. They didn't like it. Well then, there are 2 things you could do. You could either listen to what the people say, try to fix the problem, and move on, or you can have it in a really, really big mess. I prefer to be discreet and just say, hello, sir, blah 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 something something YouTube, blah 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 something Square Enix, blah 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 something Konami, blah 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 something EA, blah 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 something Koei. So the list goes on and on and on and on. But we as individuals need to really stop believing the hype. Yeah, it's an old saying, but to this day, I think this generation of gamers need to do that. You need to stop believing the hype. You have the internet. Check news channels. They have plenty of that on the internet. Check Wikipedia. Check Facebook. Check anything that actually will tell you some kind of valid point of information before you start spouting something like, oh, they're going to do this, oh, they're going to do that. Please, use your brain. Don't just be a gamer without a brain. You're going to be like a chicken with your head cut off. I mean, that's what most of what I'm seeing now is. Like all I'm saying, that sort of thing. And I'm sorry, but I look at that and I start shaking my head. And the stuff that you would hear from other people who would rant and rave about what's going on and everything else. All I can do is just do this. That's a good point, and, I think I'm going to comment on him. And, yeah, I think he has a good point there, yeah. Or I could possibly just tell it like it is, just like I am telling it to you people out there. Because honestly, as I said before, use your brain. I mean, if it's true, then you got two choices. You can either just, hide and just say, oh, I'm a Let's Player, and oh, welcome to Let's Play such and and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and oh look, oh my God, oh look at this, oh it's the wrong kind of game, oh my God, I'm going to get flagged, I'm going to get back marked news, oh my goodness, I gotta make a stand, oh, but I'm afraid to. No, see, I'm sorry, but I'm one of those kind of people who, I'm very blunt, and for those who know me, because I'm very blunt, I tell like it is, and I'm telling you, the public audience, the way it is. Namely, it's like this. We have fought for independence for a long time. Video games have been under attack since the mid-90s, or maybe even less than that. Just because the economy is bad, that doesn't mean that we don't stop doing what we enjoy doing. We have hard days, and we want to play a video game. Sometimes Let's Play is pretty good because you can actually use it to your advantage. Take stuff, take whatever's on your chest and just say, okay, this is what's going on, and just start talking. You don't have to talk about the game, especially if it's a strategy game. You don't really have to, you can use it to release. Say what's on your mind, and like say you're playing XCOM, you can actually use that to your advantage, and I said this is such and such. You can even do it with Mega Man. You can do it with any game that's considered something you don't really need to, you don't really need to talk about throughout the game because you know what you're doing throughout the game. But if you take your mind off the game, but still you're in the game and people can see what you're doing. Because I do that sometimes. I do that with some games sometimes. And you know what? It's a good feeling. Because not only do you feel better, but you're kind of reaching out to your audience about real life issues in which not all LPers actually do, because they feel, oh, nobody needs to know about my real life. Oh, it's too personal. Too personal, huh? Yeah, let me tell you something. If it's too personal, does that mean you're scared? You're scared that, you know, in your popularity, you think that you mention one little thing that's about to blow your mind, or possibly make you and or break you. You would think, oh, if I say this, oh, I need to be very discreet. Oh dear, I need to be very discreet. Far be it from me, you know. I mean, I'm not knocking how people play their games. And I'm not knocking how people do Let's Plays. Nor am I knocking the fact that, you know, you can be discreet about your stuff or not be discreet about your stuff. Doesn't matter to me. What I'm saying is, gamers, you all need to stand up and be accounted for. And give me a second. Yeah, we need to stand up. We fought too long and hard for our livelihood to get shut down because of companies. And because, you know, companies, certain companies, they're like, they're only doing it for money, as I mentioned before. Because the economy is bad, they have to do something for money. And what do? They go to the internet. That's all it's about. It's about the green. Why people worry about such things as, oh, well, you might tell me, money isn't a big issue. I mean, it's an issue, but it shouldn't be a big issue. It shouldn't be the issue that you're going to stress upon. Simple as that. I mean, there are plenty of other things in this world that need your attention. Video games is just one of those things that will take your mind off the constant stress of the world. I do it because, especially on an MMO, I do it because I like being around my friends. I like to, you know, laugh and joke until they all say, okay, well, it's getting late, gotta go to bed. And we all say our goodbyes and we wait until the next day and we do it again. But it's fun. Because we live in a new age. We live in an age in which technology is a thing to be used for the good of the world and not for evil. Skype is one of my ways to connect with people. Aside from email, aside from everything else, it's just one of the things that keeps us together and keeps us talking to each other. It's a wonderful thing. And I love it. I mean, there are a couple of things that just need to be noticed, but, you know, people just need to realize. Stop tripping. I mean, seriously, stop tripping, people. But if you have, but honestly, folks, if you have anything to say in points to this video, please let me know. I will be reading your comments. But I just had to share my thoughts on this whole issue about video games and with that, folks, really try to, you know, pull your pants up Stick your head up high. You know that you're a gamer. Doesn't matter what kind of game you play. Don't matter to me. And I can care less. You know, you like what you play? Hey, cool. Nothing wrong with that. But just some food for thought. Stand up and be counted. You know, read first, act later. That's the name of the game. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the Tenkaichi of Gaming, Ichigo Musko. I share my 5 cents because 2 is certainly not enough. Until next time, I'll see you with some more Let's Plays.